Shalom, Apostle Tar coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Real quick, I was listening to the live stream. Apostles GMS live stream, open forum, open topics, 2016, and this is put up by the GMS Walk and Talk 8, and this was about maybe an hour and 35 minutes in, and I was thinking about the scripture, in season, out of season, and as I was thinking about it, they started talking about it because you wanted a brother from North, I think he said North Carolina camp, GMS, had ran into some brothers that were down with Nate, and normally I guess they speak out there, and he kind of got on them and said, why ain't you out there? And they pretty much said, you know, the in season, out season means you can go out when you want to go out, which Nate put that in their head. And Baloo, he's known for that. See, back in the day at One West, we were known for going out in you know, all year long. So we had camps going out all year long. Now, if you notice, a lot of these camps that go out in the springtime, in the summer, in the fall, they'll take the entire winter off. And a lot of them are doing other things besides even going out there, you know, pushing the word out on the highways and the byways. You know, they're doing interviews, they're doing lectures, you know, they're renting out, they're going to some hall and renting the hall, and they're doing lectures. The Lord didn't say to do that, and we didn't do that back in the past. The Most High said, you know, go out on the highways and the byways, man. Matter of fact, let me go to, I can go to a bunch of scriptures, but I'm going to go to this one real quick. I believe it's Luke 10. Okay, Luke 10 verse 2, it said, therefore said he unto them, the Lord said unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into the harvest. And that means you got to go out in the field, all right? Meaning being out there on the streets. It says here in Proverbs 1, verse 20, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. All right? So now let's go to 2 Timothy 4, verse 1 and 2. It says, I charge thee, therefore, before the Most High and Yahushua, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Third verse, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. And we're in that time. But after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And one of those teachers is Nate. Okay, and he told these guys down south that basically they don't have to go out in the wintertime. And none of those camps go out in the wintertime. And Nate doesn't go out at all. The only time he goes out is when they go to another country. But anyway, if you click on 2 Timothy 4 verse 2, it says, preach the word, be instant, in season. Now the word season is from the Greek.
Strong's G 2122, eukairos.
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 which means seasonably opportunity, when the opportunity occurs. All right? That's when the season is right. You know, it's a nice spring day or it's early fall, and all you got to do is put on a jacket or maybe a sweater under your garment. So it says, be instant meaning be ready, in season. In other words, you had, when you go back to the law, and you go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, it speaks about the Feast of Weeks. Then you have the end gathering. You have the Feast of Weeks, and then at the end of the year you have pretty much the same thing, a Feast of Weeks or an end gathering, where you put out your seed, and then your crop grows, and you gather the crop together, and you do that right after the round when the Passover comes, because that's when the spring is coming in, and then the latter rain is in the fall. So in the wintertime, you don't plant anything because it's not going to grow. And really, if you go into the heat of the summer, that's not the best time to plant your seeds. It's in the beginning of the spring and the beginning of the fall. It says, preach the word, be instant or be ready in season when the season is right, meaning spring and fall. Out of season. Now the word out of season is from G171, which the word there is
Strong's G171, akairos.
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 And that word means unseasonable. You know, when the weather's cold. So the Apostle Paul is saying, you got to go out when the weather is good and when the weather is not good. That means going out in the wintertime. That's why at the main school at One West, we went out all year long, all right? And this is why these guys cling to Nate. We haven't got on Nate in a while, but we're getting back on Nate because he's waxing worse and worse. It says, this is the Apostle Paul, and the Apostle Paul gave orders to other men that were under him. That there's an order. It says, I charge thee before the Most High and the Lord Yahushua, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant, be ready, in season when the spring and the fall, out of season, winter and summer. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. And that's what's happening, man. But after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And fourth verse, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So, pursuant to this scripture right here, you're supposed to go out during the spring months, the winter months, the summer months, and during the time of fall, the fall months. And if you check these camps like IUIC, they take there's one point where Nate was going out with them, and you had his men that sit up there, you know, Yahushua and Iaphan and Asaph and those other guys that would actually go out there, and they don't even go out no more. So, you know, that's showing you that these guys, you know, they're doing what the hell they want to do. They're not going by what the scripture's saying. Now, we got to deal with the cold. I don't want to be out there in the cold, but hey, the scriptures say, in season, out of season, man. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.